Imagine standing in the middle of a desert. Endless yellow sand stretches as far as your eyes can see. The wind is hot and dry. There are no trees, no water, no life, just silence. Now imagine that same place, covered in green plants, filled with life, and supporting thousands of people. Sounds impossible, right? But this is exactly what happened in China's Dalat Banner Desert in Inner Mongolia. And the most surprising part, this transformation was powered by rabbits. Yes, small, soft, harmless rabbits. In today's video, we are going to uncover one of the most unbelievable environmental success stories in the world, how over 1.2 million rabbits helped turn a lifeless desert into a thriving green ecosystem. Let's begin. Back in the 1990s, China was facing a serious environmental crisis. Desertification was spreading rapidly across the country. Huge areas of land were turning into desert every year. By that time, around 1.7 million square kilometers of land had already become desert. That's nearly 1/5 of China's total land area, and the situation was getting worse. Every year more than 10,000 square kilometers of land was being swallowed by sand. By 2015, desertified land had expanded to 2.6 million square kilometers. That's almost 1/3 of the entire country. This wasn't just an environmental problem, it affected agriculture, water supply, climate, and, honestly, millions of people's livelihoods. Entire regions were becoming unlivable. Something had to be done. Now, most countries would respond by planting trees. And, yeah, China did that too. But one scientist believed that planting trees alone would not solve the problem. His name was Qian Shuisun. He proposed a completely different idea. Instead of fighting the desert with just trees, he suggested building a full ecosystem, an integrated system that combines grasslands, forests, and animal husbandry. In simple words, he said, if you want to defeat the desert, don't fight it, transform it. This idea was revolutionary. At first, many people doubted it, but some entrepreneurs saw an opportunity. They realized that if this system worked, it could not only restore the environment, but also create a completely new economy. So, they started investing. Hundreds of millions of yuan were poured into desert projects. Large areas were planted with desert-friendly vegetation. But, one key question remained. What kind of animal could survive in such harsh conditions and also help improve the land? After years of research, they found an unexpected answer: a rabbit. Not just any rabbit, the Rex rabbit, originally from France. At first, people laughed. How could rabbits survive in a desert? And even more importantly, how could they possibly help restore it? But what happened next shocked everyone. The Rex rabbit turned out to be perfectly suited for desert life. Unlike many animals, it actually prefers dry and clean environments, which makes the desert an ideal home. But that's not the real reason it became so important. The real magic lies in its behavior. Rex rabbits just love to dig. They dig into the soil in search of grass roots and soft plant material. And honestly, this digging process creates a pretty powerful effect. In deserts, the soil is usually hard and compact. Air can't pass through it easily, water can't really be absorbed properly, and, well, plants really struggle to grow. But when rabbits dig, they loosen the soil. They create these tiny air pockets. They actually improve the soil structure. Suddenly the soil becomes more breathable, more fertile, honestly, just more alive. But that's just the beginning. Rabbits also produce waste, and yeah, a lot of it. This waste acts as natural fertilizer. It enriches the soil with nutrients. It really improves plant growth. And here's something even more interesting. Some of the seeds that rabbits eat pass through their digestive system and get deposited back into the soil. This means rabbits are unknowingly planting seeds everywhere they go. So now we have a powerful combination. They loosen the soil, they fertilize the land, and they plant seeds. This creates the perfect conditions for vegetation to grow, and the results were unbelievable. Plant survival rates in these areas reached more than 96% in a desert. Let that sink in. But there's another reason why rabbits were so effective. Their reproduction rate. Rex rabbits reproduce extremely fast. A single rabbit can produce up to 40 babies in a year. That's around 25 times faster than many traditional livestock animals. This means their population grows rapidly, and more rabbits means more digging, more fertilizing, and more restoration. Over time their numbers reached more than 1.2 million, and with that, the transformation accelerated. But this wasn't just about rabbits. To support this system, China also planted a special type of vegetation. One of the key plants used was Salix, a desert-friendly shrub. These plants play an important role. They help fix the sand in place. They reduce wind erosion. And they provide food for the rabbits. So now, a complete ecosystem was formed. Plants support rabbits. Rabbits improve soil. Improved soil grows more plants, a self-sustaining cycle. And slowly, the desert began to change. Year by year, green patches started appearing, then those patches expanded. Eventually large areas of the desert were covered with vegetation. What was once barren land became an oasis. But the story doesn't end there. Because, this transformation also created economic opportunities. Rabbit farming became a major industry. Rabbits provided meat, and their fur became a valuable material for clothing. Plus, breeding operations created jobs for local communities. Farmers who once struggled to survive in harsh desert conditions were now earning stable incomes. On average, some farmers began earning around $20,000 per year from land that was once completely useless. Tourism also started to grow. People from around the world came to see this transformation. A desert turned into a green ecosystem powered by rabbits. It became a symbol of innovation and sustainability. The international community took notice. The United Nations recognized this region as a global desert ecological economic demonstration zone. This was not just a local success, it became a global model, and the numbers speak for themselves. Vegetation coverage in some areas increased from less than 3% to nearly 85%. Think about that, from almost nothing to a thriving ecosystem. In recent years, China has taken things even further. They have introduced modern technology into desert management. Drones are used to monitor vegetation growth, and big data is used to plan ecological strategies. Plus, new innovation centers are being built to improve desert restoration techniques. This is no longer just an experiment, it's a long-term strategy. So, what can we learn from this? The biggest lesson is simple. Sometimes the solution to a massive problem does not come from massive tools. It comes from understanding nature, working with it, instead of against it. No giant machines, no extreme technology. Just a simple animal. Play noi. Play. Den de steinchen tessedbal. Do medoin dinnen. And when that role is multiplied by millions, it creates a miracle. This story challenges the way we think. It shows that even the harshest environments can be transformed, that even the smallest creatures can make the biggest impact, and that innovation is not always about complexity. Sometimes, it's about simplicity. Today the Dalat Banner Desert stands as a powerful example. A place that was once lifeless is now full of greenery, life, and opportunity. And it all started with an idea, and a rabbit, so the next time you think something is impossible, remember this story. Because if rabbits can turn a desert into an oasis, then maybe, just maybe, there are solutions out there we haven't even imagined yet. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more incredible stories from around the world, because the future is full of surprises.